Do you have any apology from the other members?
Chair, we have apology from Honorable Nancy Matara. I think she's out on official duty. Thank you.
Honorable Nancy Matara, noted. Any other? Okay, thank you so much. To everybody and honorable members and our visitors, we are looking at the Auditor General's report on the financial statement of CHULAIMBO County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. That is now 2021-2022. So before we go on, we must adopt our agenda. To the members, anybody who is proposing? Honorable Were has proposed. Honorable James Omolo has seconded. Kindly please, when you are responding, you respond through the microphone. As you are aware, we are on Hansard for record purpose. Now we are going to the introduction. I'm Honorable Ken Uko, West Kisumu Ward, Chair, Pick Park, County Assembly of Kisumu. Down there. Mheshimiwa.
My name is Seth Okumu, MCA, representing ISEM and a member of the Pick Park Committee. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Honorable Samuel Dede, representing North Kisumu Ward, a member of this committee. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Honorable James Omolo. I represent West Nyakacho Ward, a member of this committee.
Good morning. My name is James Oyugiwere, MCA representing Nyalenda B Ward and a member of the committee.
I'm Ruben Okoth Rakwach, MCA Kolua East and a member of Pick Park Committee. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. My name is Lumumba Wade, MCA representing Southeast Nyakash. Thank you.
The moment we are through with the honorable members, we are going to the Secretariat.
Thank you very much. I'm Austin Uching. I'm the committee clerk. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Chris Oguta, clerk assistant to the committee.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Obonyo Angeline, clerk assistant assisting in the Health, Housing and Sanitation Committee.
Honorable Chair, I request that
for the sake of technicalities, we request our Secretariat to go and sit probably where we have our CPS. With the data, you can.
Good morning, everyone. My name is CPA Molen Achayo, a member of the Secretariat staff supporting this committee in technical matters.
Good morning, everyone. Mine is CPA Nabo Todero, a member of Secretariat. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm CPA Agengo Charles, member of the Secretariat.
Good morning. Weekly Forward, a research attached to this committee.
Good morning. My name is Patrick Okoyo. I'm Side Officer.
Good morning. Faith Atieno, Sergeant at Arms, attached to this committee.
To the auditor.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kennedy Ongoy. I represent the Auditor General in this meeting. Thank you.
To the accounting officers, led by the superintendent.
My name is Dr. Bernadette Achieng, the medical superintendent, CHULAIMBO County Hospital.
Julius Sako, Nursing Director, CHULAIMBO County Hospital.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Joyce Odhiambo. I'm the Facility Administrator, CHULAIMBO County Hospital.
Good morning, everybody. My name is John Otieno Yugi, a lab manager, CHULAIMBO Hospital.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Nyaura Samarion, pharmacist, CHULAIMBO.
My name is CPA Letitia War, Departmental Accountant Health.
Okay.
My name is Ezekiel Odhiambo, Accountant, Department of Health.
Thank you very much. We are going to administer oath. Sergeant at Arms. It is done to the superintendent as the account manager.
I, Dr. Bernadette Achieng, do solemnly and sincerely swear that every word that I shall utter before this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth, and that every statement and declarations that I shall make shall be made conscientiously, believing the same to be true and according to the oaths and statutory declarations act. So help me God.
Thank you. First, may I bring to your attention that you are under-answered for the record purpose. Secondly, the superintendent has actually gone through the oath on the behalf of everybody representing the accounting officers. So you know when you will be given opportunity, you may be given opportunity by the superintendent to answer some questions. You must know by extension, you are also under oath. And when you are under oath, you are not allowed to lie. I hope some of you are new in this assembly. We have the powers of the High Court. This House has the powers of the High Court. So whatever you are doing, or you are doing against the law, will be actually put on you. So you have to be aware about that. And all our proceedings are going to be guided by the law. We are not going to run out of the law. So you must take note of that. Maybe, may I ask the Secretary, did you get the response from the hospital?
Thank you, Chair. I can confirm that we received the response to the queries that were raised by the Auditor General on the financial statements of CHULAIMBO Level 4 Hospital financial year 2021-2022. Thank you.
Thank you very much. From the Office of the Auditor, did you get the response from the hospital?
Yes, I confirm that we received the responses from CHULAIMBO Hospital in response to the auditor's report for the year 2021-2022. Thank you.
Maybe if I can ask before we move on, I may ask this question to the superintendent, the accounting officer. For you to be accounting officer of an entity like the one you are representing today, what are the qualifications? What do you need to have so that we know the person we are talking to?
So thank you, Chair. For level 4, the accounting officer should be a medical officer or a pharmacist or a dentist with background in management as well.
Maybe anything to add? That is the only thing you have?
That's all I can answer for now.
So you must have some background on management. As you have just pronounced. You know, I'm talking from what you have pronounced.
Thank you, Chair. So far, management aspect is not mandatory, but a level 4 should be headed by a medical officer or a consultant or a doctor who is a pharmacist or a dentist. So aspect of management is an added advantage to understand other aspects that come with administration.
Thank you. Maybe we are going back to the auditor, to the Office of the Auditor. What was the opinion?
Thank you, Chair. The audit opinion for the financial statements of CHULAIMBO for the year ended, that is June 2022, was an adverse opinion. An adverse opinion is an opinion that is issued when the financial statement do not present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the hospital, and the cash flow for the hospital, and the financial performance for the hospital. That is when an adverse opinion is issued. Thank you.
Okay. Explain from the auditor, it was adverse, and you understand what an adverse opinion is, all that. Maybe, member, you are, I saw you raise some.
Mine was just in line, it was in tandem with the question that you asked. I just wanted to know the qualification of the accounting officer of the hospital.
Superintendent?
I am a medical officer with a bachelor's degree in Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery.
Is it clear, member? Okay, you can move on. One auditor, you can take it from there.
Thank you, Chair. The adverse opinion came about as a result of 12 issues that were raised by the Auditor General. And it appears that some of the issues are similar. I request that we read at least 3, then we deliberate on them, then we proceed.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Chair. So the first issue is variances in transfer from the county government. The statement of financial performance reflects transfers from the county government amount of Kenya shillings 8,158,946 as disclosed in note 6 to the financial statement, while the financial statements of the county executive of Kisumu for the year under reviews shows an amount of 5,938,946 as the transfers to CHULAIMBO sub-district hospital, resulting to an unexplained and unreconciled variance of Kenya shillings 2,220,000. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the transfers from the county government, the amount of 8,158,946 could not be confirmed. Issue number 2, variances between the financial statements and notes to the financial statements. The financial statements reflects various variances which differ with corresponding variances as disclosed in the supporting notes to the financial statements, resulting in unexplained and unreconciled variances as summarized below. The item amount as per financial statement, amount as per notes to the financial statements, and then the variances. So the total variances is 7 million, in kind contribution from the county government, there was nil balance in the financial statements, but amount as per the financial statement is Kenya shillings 826,140. So there is a variance of 826,140. Rendering of services, medical services income 1,636,279. There was nil, and the variance is 1,636,279. Medical or clinical costs, the figure is 5,644,068 against 3,440,646 with a variance of 2,203,422. Board of management expenses, we had 64,947 against 40,000, giving us a variance of 24,947. Depreciation and amortization was nil against 25,000, giving us a variance of 25,000, which is in the negative. Repairs and maintenance 657,999 against 394,776, giving us a variance of 263,223. General expenses, we had 1,750,000 against 2,279,446, giving us a variance of 529,446, which is in the negative. Cash and cash equivalent, we have nil, and against 1,567,704, giving us a variance of 1,567,704. Receivable from non-exchange transaction were 8,238,346 against 8,158,946, giving us a variance of 80,000. Intangible assets, that is software, we had a nil balance against 75,000, giving us a negative of 75,000. Trade and data payables, we had 8,832,013 against 1,178,400, giving us a variance of 7,653,613. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the financial statements could not be confirmed. Inaccuracy in medical services income is the third issue. The statement of financial performance reflects rendering of service, medical service income amount of Kenya shillings 1,636,279. However, an extract from the funds of the sitting system revealed total revenue of Kenya shillings 2,377,226, and the manual receipts revealed revenue of Kenya shillings 241,260, all totaling to 2,618,486, resulting in an unexplained and unreconciled variance of Kenya shillings 982,270. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the rendering of services, medical services income amount of Kenya shillings 1,636,279 could not be confirmed. Chair.
Back to the accounting officer.
Thank you, Chair. So I'll read our responses as per the questions. Number one, variances in transfers from the county government. The facility received a total of 5,938,946 Kenyan shillings as transfers from the county government of Kisumu. The period audited, there could have been an error due to an updating of the cash book. This is due to lack of knowledge, hence need of sensitization, and also need of an accountant. Number 2, variances between the financial statements and the notes on the financial statements. This has always been managed by the hospital administrative officer in support with the hospital management team during budgeting. Errors may have been noted during the period audited. This could have been because of change of staffs and handover not done well, poor documentation, and also lack of skills because of the officer charged with that responsibility is not an accountant. Number 3, inaccuracies in medical services income. The management has sometimes had difficulty in accessing the funds of the system. There is need for sensitization and an IT specialist to help with the system, not only the receipting aspects, but the whole HMIS.
You are through. Back to the auditor first, before I get to the members.
Yeah, the answer by the accounting officer has not addressed the issues that were raised. I pose as an additional question: what control, internal, financial, or otherwise, that the management has put in place to prevent the recurrence of the above anomalies? Thank you.
I'm giving back to the member. Honorable Seto Kumu, East Seme.
On a point of order, because I had on the submission of the medical superintendent that the person who prepared this report is not an accountant. I just wanted her to clarify that, if that's a true statement, that the person who actually prepared this report is not an accountant. Yeah, that's what I wanted her to clarify before I proceed. Thank you.
Accounting officer.
Thank you, Chair. So first I'll answer the question by the auditor. What internal mechanisms have we put in place? So far, through the departmental accountants, we've been able to have regular support supervisions to help in proper reporting so that some of these errors are not repeated. We are also regularly reporting our revenue monthly, as it has been to the department, through supporting documents. Number 2, yes, we do not have an accountant in our facility. We have the HAO who handles any documentation concerning finances, be it entering the cash book, any financial statements, going through the funds of the system, it's through the HAO. So her background is not accounts, but we have regular supervisions from the department.
Chair, that being the situation, if you allow me, Chair.
Thank you.
That being the situation that we are discussing a report that was prepared by somebody who is not allowed to prepare, and I think the accountant of the department is here, that the report before us was prepared by a quack. And to be honest, I think we shouldn't even be discussing it, because it's a requirement by law that the person who signs the financial statements that's supposed to be audited should be an accountant. And Chair, if you're doubting me, I would request that the departmental accountant denies or confirms the same. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe before that, departmental accountant, you know, whatever you are doing, it must be done through the chair. Don't just rise up and start answering before given that opportunity. I hope it is very clear. Maybe we can confirm there was somebody who introduced himself as someone from the account department. What is he doing there? Could you please come up and tell us why you are here? There's somebody who told us that is from the account department, and he accompanied the superintendent to this house purposefully. kindly please rise up and tell us why you are here. There is somebody, not the department, but the hospital.
Through the chair, before he rises, he's not the facility accountant. He is one of the accountants in the department stationed at the CDH.
A fellow in a white shirt?
Chair.
Okay.
I don't know. They are all here, the two of them, because they are departmental accountants at the Prosperity. We are dealing with CHULAIMBO sub-county hospital, and I think it is strictly as such. So I don't know why they are here. They are alien to this committee. Thank you.
It is confirmed. And how do you do your countings? And who actually was answering this audit queries? Because you have just confirmed that they were not done by an accountant.
Upon the order. Chair. Chair, what Honorable Molo has just asked is very, very important. That needs to be addressed before we move. Otherwise, we'll be sitting in the house with strangers. If the departmental accountant is here and was not invited, and this is purely for CHULAIMBO, then we treat them as strangers, and you must give a ruling before we proceed. Thank you.
Honorable Were.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm concurring with my colleagues. If the institution does not have an accountant, it means that the document before us is not binding. And if the document before us is not binding, then we don't have the business discussing it. So, Chair, can you clarify that and give us a way forward before we can proceed? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Akwaj.
Chair, I wish to ask the Office of the Auditor General to clarify of the opinion that was given to CHULAIMBO, because we have got a document whereby it is written disclaimer from the Office of Auditor General, and then this other one is an adverse, so we don't know which is which.
It is very clear. Okay.
Chair, before you make a ruling on the presence of the officers in the House, I want to request that you allow the MedSoup, because we allow the MedSoup to come with any other person that she or he feels can help her address the questions, whatever title. Even if she chose to come with the CC member, I don't think that should be a problem. But the questions should go straight to CHULAIMBO on their audit report. So on the presence of any other officer, if she invited them to come along with her so that they can help her in addressing the question, I request, Chair, that you allow any officer that she invited. But if there's an officer that she didn't invite, then, Chair, you can make your ruling on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is like, CHULAIMBO is just like a child of a department. And it is very important that we get somebody from the department. And their presence here, even if they don't answer any question, it is going to send a very good signal for the assembly, so that the department itself is now involved. I therefore decline that the department accountant leave the House. Thank you. Now, we have issues to sort out. And I told you very clearly that we are relying on law. We have a framework of dealing with issues when we come to the House. And we want you to hear and listen to this so that we make a ruling on your case. Because in the real sense, there are a lot of narratives on your responses than factual issues to be put across. Now, the Constitution 2010, Article 229 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the Auditor General within a period of 6 months after the end of each financial year to audit and report in respect of that financial year on, one, the accounts of the political parties funded from the public fund, the accounts of any other entity that legislation requires the Auditor General to audit. Then there is what we call direct personal liability. Article 226(5) of the Constitution is saying that if the holder of the public office or political office direct or approves the use of public fund contrary to the law or instructions, the person is liable for any loss arise from that use and shall make good the loss whether the person remains in the office as office holder or not. Now, Section 203(1) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 enacts that a public officer is personally liable for any loss sustained by county government and is attributed to, one, fraudulent or corrupt conduct or negligence of the officer, or the officer having done any act prohibited by Section 196, 197, and 198. Now, we have Public Finance Management Act 2012, Section 149. 1 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, which says that an accounting officer is accountable to the county assembly for ensuring that the resources of the entity for which the officer is designated are used in a way that is, 1, lawful and authorized. 2, that is part B, effective, efficient, economical, and transparent. From there, what can you say? Because we told you very clearly, we base our arguments and looking at these audited reports, they must be based on law. So, are you qualified? Because we want to make a ruling. I want to give members to make a ruling on this. We are not satisfied. You are full of statements and everything without facts laid on the table. Are you qualified? Are we qualified to sit here on narratives? Superintendent.
Through the chair, on our responses, we attached our bank statements, which were audited during that period. We appreciate that there could be mistakes in them, and we are open to learning from our mistakes, and probably it's from the Auditor General that the Auditor General's report that you are able to note, to be able to note that there were glaring errors that you need to work on, which is a work in progress at the moment. What we've been doing, for us, we believe it has been lawful and legal, and we wouldn't want to be guests of the state for spending government money illegally. On the responses, yes, there is a lot of narrative, and we thought that the statements would help support the responses, which seems not to be the case. So we apologize for that, and we are open to making better reports.
We give Honorable Seto Kumu. We have a hospital admin here. Do you have the hospital admin administrator?
Yes, Chair, we have her, and probably I can give her an opportunity to respond, since when this audit was being done, she was directly involved as well, other than the rest of us.
Thank you for revealing. There is somebody who gave us the narrative here. Is there? Hospital admin. Would you please defend what you are writing to the assembly, what you are writing to convince the assembly?
Through the chair, I'm glad to be here. And I would want to say that, okay, I don't have a background on accounts, but we had a loving accountant who assisted us to do the financial statement, of which was presented to the Auditor General.
On a point of order, Chair.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I think the admin is now moving closer to what I want. Is they have a roving accountant. I think it's this roving accountant who signed this audit report that we was forwarded to the auditors. I just want to know this person, because that person has to sign the report and put his number on the report. And I don't know why we are hiding this. And if you did it without that, then that should not be a report. So if you can help us know this accountant, we would really, really, really appreciate, so that we don't ask you a lot of questions. We look for that accountant and then we ask them questions beyond what you know. So who is this accountant, Chair? Thank you.
Maybe if you can answer that.
We had Noel, who did the reporting, but later on he was assisted by Mr. Okise, who appended his signature.
You talked about Okise and Noel.
Yes.
Are they in the house? Are they here?
No, they're all stationed at Jaramogi at the moment.
Chair, on that note, now you see the importance of the departmental accountant. We have this accountant that your office sent to these facilities to help them prepare report and sign as an accountant. They've been mentioned, but you fail to provide them here. And I believe by coming here, you take responsibility for what they signed. And first, we would just want you to confirm if Noel and Okise are certified public accountants. Thank you, Chair.
Departmental accountant?
No, they are not.
So, Chair, that's what I'm struggling with. That we know that by law, and I think the auditor can confirm that financial statements should be prepared by a certified public accountant. That's why when she was introducing herself, she said, I'm CPA, Letitia. It's very important. Now that we have a report that was looked at by the auditor, but was not generated by a certified public accountant, that means it was not signed by somebody who is authorized by law to sign it. Should we still continue looking at this report, Chair? Because I find the report now even illegal.
Maybe we give some other members to respond to.
Thank you, Chair. What is coming out here is very clear that you're dealing with a quick accountant. In the absence of qualification, automatically they are quick. Are you going to discuss a document that is prepared by a quick accountant? No. I say no, unless anybody has a better opinion that feels that we should discuss a document that is prepared by a quick accountant. Make a ruling. Thank you.
Thank you. Another member?
Thank you so much, Chair. You've just made a ruling on a stranger who's in the house and who is not directly involved with the report. And there are people who are directly involved in the report, and they didn't have that pleasure to invite them to come and defend the report that they wrote. Was this intentional? Because you've just made a ruling that there's someone who is an accountant and is not directly involved, and they had that time to invite that person to come here. Again, we are dealing with public funds, and we are not going to accept errors as the answers that are being given here. If you look at the guiding principles that we are using, that is constitutional principles on public finance, Article 201 of the Constitution of Kenya provides the fundamental principles aimed at guiding all aspects of public finance. It states that the principles are, I just want to put, Roman 1 is openness and accountability, including public participation in financial matters. Roman 2 is public money shall be used in a prudent and responsible way. And Roman 3, financial management shall be responsible and fiscal reporting shall be clear. And all the responses that are being given here are narration. We don't have the supporting schedules. So kindly, Chair, make a ruling on how we are going to go forward with this. Thank you.
Hello, honorable member.
Thank you, Chair. From the look of things, what I feel is that we didn't even have a report in the first place. So I don't know the auditors what they were auditing. From what we have, even as a response, you can check the response the way they are. We are not even having a report in terms of audit report. I would suggest, Chair, we need raw data from CHULAIMBO. Raw data as in, if there is a fund soft for the system that you are using, we really need that audited, or we have the logs from day 1, that is July 2021, up to 30th June 2022. We need to have it printed to us, we check. Nobody audited this thing. This report is like an unaudited one because whatever we are discussing here did capture what should be there in CHULAIMBO. So I really beg you, we need to see the raw data from CHULAIMBO before audit so that we know the real picture of what is happening there in terms of financial matters. Because otherwise, I think we are just doing other things. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Do you have any member with a contrary opinion? Maybe with contrary opinion before we get back to the auditor. I may like to hear from the auditor because, you know, our work is so much restricted to auditors' queries. That is very important. Although at times we can get to other issues. So, one auditor, in such a circumstance, what do you suggest?
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I want to confirm that this is the report of the Auditor General. It's under seal. And I was reading from the report of the Auditor General. So, and the opinion, I want to confirm the opinion is an adverse opinion, not a disclaimer of opinion. Yeah, it is true that the accountant who signs the financial statements should be either an authorized accountant or a certified public accountant. In this circumstance, it appears the accountant who signed the financial statement did not append his ISPAC number. But that notwithstanding, the audit was carried on by the Auditor General. This audit was not done from our Kisumu hub. It was done by a process we call in audit or OAG approach. That is where we source auditors from various stations to assist in the audit. So because of the OAG approach, maybe those auditors did not take they took a casual look at this financial statement. But then they gave us a report, and the report went to the Auditor General, and it was certified, and therefore it is here before the committee for the reparation. So mine, although I represent the Auditor General, I cannot change the report at this stage because it is already in the public domain. It is in the public domain. So if there was a fundamental error that occurred during the process of processing the report, then we try as much as possible to live with it and interrogate it and see how best we can move forward. So I request the committee not to dismiss the financial statements that have been produced and audited by the Auditor General. I request the committee to just give a recommendation on the way forward so that, because if we will nullify everything here, then we'll have gone against Article 229 of the Constitution of Kenya, which says the Auditor General shall audit and report on the financial statements of all public entities that are by law funded from the Exchequer. So that is my take, Chair.
You have had actually confirmation on what I talked about. Our report must always be confirmed within what is identified by the auditor. And, you know, it is orderly for us to complete the auditor's general report and make our recommendations later as required. So we had handled 3. Maybe this will also give us opportunity to expose more on what is required to be done. Back to the Auditor General.
Proceed. Thank you, Chair. We go to paragraph 4 of the report. Misstatement of employee costs amounts. The statement of financial performance reflects the employee cost of Kenya shillings 714,000, while review of the master roll revealed an amount of Kenya shillings 1,193,590, resulting in an unexplained and unreconciled variance of Kenya shillings 479,590. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the employee cost of Kenya shillings 714,000 could not be confirmed. Chair, I wish to read the next paragraph also because they appear to be similar. Misstatement of Board of Management expenses. The statement of financial performance reflects management expenses amount of Kenya shillings 64,947, while payment vouchers provided saw a corresponding amount of Kenya shillings 115,000, resulting in an unexplained variance of Kenya shillings 50,053,000. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the management expenses amounting to Kenya shillings 64,947 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the management.
Thank you, Chair. Misstatement of employee costs amount. The variance is due to some staffs having been laid off, but the management still had their monies in terms of wages and also hiring of more staffs, hence the variance on the master payroll. Number 5, misstatement of Board of Management expenses. The management had a challenge on the board expenses because there were no directives on the appointments on the costs of their allowances. This then affected the budgeting and hence the variance on the expense and vouchers. To note, the variance also came from attendance of board meetings by ex-officio members when need arose. Thank you.
Back to the auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The management response on this cannot be verified at this stage, and the matter has not been addressed. The management should provide the controls, internal, financial, or otherwise, that the management has put in place to strengthen the accounting system. Question 5. Yes, the management has said that there are challenges on board expenses because there were no directives or on their appointments. But there are circulars and which provides for the appointment and the remuneration of the board members, which are in the public domain. Thank you, Chair.
Question 4. The way this answer is actually given, question 4. Have we ever had any issues with the ghost workers in CHULAIMBO?
Thank you, Chair. We have no ghost workers in CHULAIMBO in terms of volunteers. Before they used to be called casual workers, but currently we call them volunteers. We do not have any, but the challenges that are there is that sometimes how we pay them quarterly when we are able to spend our monies. So some may resign before the quarter ends, so their money may overlap. And also we may hire others to replace those who have resigned to avoid the shortages that may be there. And that is how the variances came up. And it was, I have a copy of the payroll from the period that was audited. Probably you could go through them and see where the variances came from.
Now we analyze all these reports. Before we come to the assembly, we must go through these reports. Maybe the clerk, could you please explain?
Thank you, Chair. On this issue on employee costs, I just want to say something about it. Now, what the auditor is saying is that the figure that, for this financial year, the figure that was recorded in the financial statements is 714,000. Now, a review by the auditor on the master roll revealed 1,193,590, giving a variance of 479,590. The question that the management should now tell us is, I mean, which these employee costs that are being hidden, this balance of variance of 479,570, why are they not putting it in the financial statements? Thank you, Chair.
Rebo Kumu.
Chair, it would have been very prudent if the hospital management came to this meeting with proof of all these statements they're talking about, especially on variance of payment of employees, and even on board members. They're saying they had ex officio members. Who are they? And how many times did they come? I think if you had those things, then it would be very easy. Because otherwise we'll just think that these are just statements and no ex officio came, and this money the administrator knows where she took the money. I think he has put it so well that in the statements you only spent 714,000. But then on further scrutiny, the total amount that had been paid to casual employees is 1.1 million. Who is telling us the truth, and where are the documents to show us that we are telling the truth? Chair, as we talk about this, it's really important to note that even as we stand right now, CHULAIMBO has an account that is operating. And with such statements, I think we really need to take action so that we cannot have further misstatements and losses that is being witnessed. Because it seems like the management are still not prepared. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Rakwach.
Chair, I think the financial statements are being prepared at the end of a financial year. And when you are preparing the financial statement, when the financial year has ended, I think you simply use the records for payment, for the wages that have been paid. So I don't think there should be any reason as to why we should have these variances, because even if some people were laid off along the way and then others hired, even if the wages that they were given were different, but being that this is a statement which is being prepared at the end of a financial year when all the transactions have been done, these variances should not appear.
Maybe if you can respond to that concern, that is why I can see you have several officers accompanying you, apart from the departmental accountant. You can give one of them to answer, because we need issues. We have to protect people's money. The Wananchi's fund must be protected. And you are given that responsibility of safeguarding that. We are also given the responsibility to oversight what you are doing. Could you please come up with a clear answer on these issues? Let it be narrative the way you have been doing it, but we want to be convinced on these issues.
I'll allow the chair to. HAO, the hospital admin.
Through the chair, I would want to say this, that it's not ignorance, but because of the handing overs that were done. Well, I got to CHULAIMBO in 2022, January, where we've been working prudently. We have actually the master roll, which shows how they paid before we got in. And then you'll find that when the payments are done, like now we are lagging back like 3 months. So we'll ask that you be lenient to us, that we'll do things the way they're supposed to be done.
Back to the members.
Chair, we really want to be very, we took yeah. We would have made a decision without you coming here. That's all. We'd have made a, we can make a decision as a committee and as an assembly without inviting you, just based on these documents alone. But we felt it's good that we invite you and invite the Auditor General and make a decision on individually and collectively for the hospitals, to make things better and to prevent future. You know, if we find you are the problem, we deal with you as a person. But if we feel that it's another person, we deal that person. If it's an administrative thing, we deal with it administratively. So we are very lenient. We are very, very lenient with you. But we don't want to have the same people sitting in the same offices who might be causing these problems. That's our major concern. That's why we ask some of these questions. Thank you, Chair.
We proceed. Auditor General.
Thank you, Chair. Number 6 is on undisclosed property, plant, and equipment. The statement of financial position reflects a nil balance in respect of property, plant, and equipment. However, audit inspection of the hospital's compound and offices revealed that the hospital owned various assets, which included land, buildings, motor vehicles, hospital equipment, computers, and furniture and fittings. Management has explained that the assets were not accounted for because they had not been valued. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the nil balances of property, plant, and equipment could not be confirmed. Chair.
Back to the management.
Thank you, Chair. The facility currently has an asset register for all the property, plants, and equipment in the facility. We have written to the county to request for valuation of assets that are in the facility and appropriately indicated in the inventory as recommended by the Auditor General's report.
Back to the Auditor.
Yeah, I want to comment that these were the first financial statements for the hospital. And according to the IPSAS, or according to the standards that we use for preparing first-year financial statements, the management of the hospital is allowed to do a director's valuation so that the financial statement can present a true and fair view of the affairs of the hospital. So the management was only required to just carry out a director's assessment of what property, plant, and equipment they have in the hospital and disclose the same in their financial statements. But however, they did not do that, and therefore that is why the Auditor General has given an adverse opinion. Thank you, Chair.
Members?
Yeah, let me be ahead of talking to members. Chair, again, I'm just saying, as Dr. Bernadette reads the statement, there is nothing, there's nothing to show. Anybody can read the statement you are reading, that you now have a register. Where is it? You have a very big car that you came with here. You would have carried, one of the documents you would have carried was that register, and then you tell us, this is the register, and then you get convinced. But Chair, just reading these statements and there's nothing to prove, sometimes makes me question more and more. Are we just here to read these statements? Thank you, Chair.
And probably if you actually ask for the things we are mentioning here, do you have any evidence of any letter? Because those are some of the supportive documents to justify your action.
Thank you, Chair. I'll answer partly, and I'll give the nursing director also to answer partly on the issue. About the letters, we didn't carry them today, but we have them in our files, which I can provide later, of the letters that were done by my predecessor to the department to provide a valuer, because we have land that we do not have a title deed for. We have vehicles that we do not have logbooks for, such kind of items. So that is why we requested for valuation processes. About the other assets, probably I'll allow my nursing director to give input on that.
Your request to the chair, are you coming with the narrative, the same narrative? If you are coming with the same narrative, please. We are tired of narratives here. But if you have evidence, you know this is a house of order. You took oath to defend what actually you brought before the House. So if you have evidence, we allow you to talk. But narratives, no. If you have evidence, rise up. But still narratives, maybe what is said is enough. We proceed. Yes.
On your ruling, Chair. I think we had these responses earlier. What we expected today is this response were to be accompanied by evidence. This is what you said, and this is the evidence. This is what we said, this is the evidence. But just all these people coming here to read for us this like we don't know how to read English, to me I don't agree with. And I think on that case, I propose that we adjourn and give them time to get those evidences, and then we can proceed. Because just reading the statements alone makes us look like we don't know what we are doing. And I request the honorable member for Nyalenda B to second.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm really concurring with my fellow colleagues. You know, we are dealing with audit matters. And audit matters, we need to have sufficient evidence to clear those audit queries. So with that in mind, I want to second that we adjourn. Thank you.
The request is declined. Can we continue? Auditor General.
Thank you, Chair.
You are out of order. You are the one out of order. It is a discretion of the chair to grant or not.
Chair, we should be lawful, Chair. Chair, we are pleading. We are not here to rubber stamp things, Chair. And remember, the public, we are at the public glare, they are watching. And Chair, this one leaves the public with a lot of questions on us. We cannot just be read for things which don't have evidences. It is the evidences that we are asking for, Chair. Why is the Chair declining?
With the due respect and honor, it is true that we have been going through narratives and old narratives and narratives. And we think it is advisable that you bring us, if you have the evidence as confirmed by the superintendent, it is advisable you bring us the evidence. This was your day today. You should have prepared yourself very nicely so that when you come here, you prove that, even though you don't have an accountant, but things like letters which were done to justify your action were to be shown, and they are not there. Sincerely, they are not there. Even if you extend up to, I don't know, 1 p.m., we'll not get all those things. So, it is very clear that we must require all these things. This is a house of order and law. And for this, I allow members to debate because that is a requirement. You are allowed to debate. Then I put a question. We can go away. We can, yeah.
Yeah, I rise to support the adjournment. Chair, we can give them time. They are our people, so that they come with hard evidence on these matters, because it is keeping on arising as we move. It would be prudent to give them sufficient time, and I think we are still here any other day so that we slot them again. I support. Thank you.
Chair, I'm just adding my voice. This is not the first report we are dealing with. And we have been referring to annexures. In this one, there is no even any annexure, even one. It is just this one. Chair, let us adjourn and allow this our people time so that they give us the evidences. Thank you.
I'm going to put a question, and before I put a question, it is very clear that we have resolved we need evidence. The House requires evidence. And now I put a question. As many as of the opinion that we adjourn, say aye. Aye. And those who are against the you don't. Ayes has it. We have it. Now we adjourn officially. The ruling is very clear that we have a lot of reports. Now we will require you provide evidences within 1 week so that we proceed with the exercise of our report writing. It is very clear. Thank you very much, members. Our visitors, you are allowed to go. Sergeant Atam,